The further you go down a rabbit hole of things like emulation, the more likely you are to run into things that are beyond your scope of understanding. Case in point, file extension. In the first video, we briefly glossed over this when we used the Dolphin emulator example. Let's re-examine this example but in a different way. If you remember, the file type clued us into which file we needed to run the application, but it didn't quite tell us what the file really was. What do I mean by this? Well, the true nature of this file is actually hidden behind an option that Windows has chosen to keep hidden. To uncover this hidden information, we go to the Tools option located here and select the Folders option. From there, we then click on the View tab and find the checked option called Hide Extensions for known file types. We will now uncheck this option, hit Apply, and then hit OK to come out of this window. Now, when we go back to the Dolphin folder, you might notice that things have changed a bit. As you can see, the original file, which was just titled Dolphin, now has a dot and an exe beside it. This is what is known as a file's extension. The .exe file, short for execution, was basically the old way of identifying or commanding a file that would start up a given application. Of course, with the file type attribute now available on most operating systems, learning what file does what is a lot more straightforward, so you don't exactly have to have the file extension turned on. Or do you? There are going to be some cases, especially when you are downloading things off the internet, that will not be as simple to identify by just looking at the type of file it is. Knowing the file's exact extension will better aid you in making sure things run smoothly should you hit any roadblock. Given Google is such a necessary tool for gathering much needed information, just typing in a file extension can often put you in the right path to discovery and a program that will run the extension should it not be available on your computer. Now, outside of the .exe file, in most cases, the bat file is another well-known file that can be used to run programs, but you probably will not see that often, if not at all. You are probably familiar with the term MP3, the file format that allows you to play music, which also happens to be a file extension as well. In some very small cases, you may end up having to convert a file into another type of file, and this can often easily be done by just right-clicking the file, going to Rename, and adding a dot and the file to the intended extension. Bear in mind, you will get a warning about this after, as it ultimately changes the nature of the file. Hopefully this will help aid you in your file management progression, but there are still a few more things that'll help bring this all into context, so please stay tuned. For now, this is Decor, your resident entertainment techie, signing out.